All right, and welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
I am Bo.
That's right. And we have
Uh,
someone special with us today, don't we?
yeah. This is somebody we both know. It's kind of a no-brainer. We should have had him on. He's a really cool dude. I've always wanted to talk to him in person.
Right.
So let's go ahead and introduce him. Let's bring him on. S.
All right.
Alessandro Martinez.
Yes.
Oh.
How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited because you've not the short time I've known you. You put out a novel, your first novel, and then what happens? First thing, you get nominated. Well done, sir.
That was awesome. Nominated.
Yeah, the reviews for this book are just phenomenal. Everybody loves it. I'm well deserved.
Oh, thank you.
So, I think me and Dustin both we've worked with you in some capacity, either through the Year 47 stuff or A Father Ground.
Mm.
So, what was it like to finally do the first novel, and then get an award or an award nomination out of it?
So this is actually the second novel I ever wrote.
Oh, second novel. Sorry.
No, it's the first novel that I got published, my debut novel, but the second novel that I wrote. So I'm still trying to get the first novel out there.
Mm.
But yeah, the second novel I ever wrote, Kate Jones at Omnium Gatherum took a chance on me. She liked it, put it out there, and look at that, I got nominated for a debut novel. So that was certainly a surprise.
What was it? Yeah, what's that like to get that? I'm assuming you just get an email and it's like, hey,
Yeah, it's people recommend for the Stokers. Anyone can recommend books to go on the recommended reading list, and then that gets voted down to a short list by juries and the members of the Horror Writers Association. And that gets down to the short list and then to the final ballot. And I was surprised every step. Like, oh, it's on the recommended reading list.
Yeah.
Someone actually recommended it. And then, oh, it's still on there when it got listed. Oh, it's on the final ballot.
Yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, that's like the Oscars for horror writing. If you get a Stoker nomination,
yeah,
you're good. I'm really super proud of you. And we got to mention you're in the latest issue of A Father Ground.
Yes, along with lots of other cool people. It's a cool magazine.
We'll need to pick it up. Yeah, I got my copy. Oh, I can brag. I've got my copy here. I didn't even need the pictures. But
yeah, I got my copy somewhere. But
extra work. Everybody's. Adrian outdid himself. This is like the best looking issue yet.
Oh yeah, it's super nice looking.
Yeah, the ulcers that Adrian, ends up getting for our benefit. I wanted to talk about this because you talk about your grandma a lot, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell everybody how cool your grandma is.
Do I guess I do mention her a lot, don't I?
You do, yeah.
She is she's 97 now. She's the second youngest of 11 kids.
Whoa.
And she's outlived everyone. She's like 97. She's still energetic. She still cooks and gardens and paints. She does not like horror or fantasy whatsoever. Every time I would watch movies like that growing up, she's like, "Why are you watching this stupid thing?" Whatever. But she reads all my work and she says how good it is.
Yeah, did she? I hope I'm remembering this correctly. She did artwork for you.
She did. She did her own version of of the book cover. She wanted to repaint that on her own. But yeah, she paints so much stuff. You can see artwork in the background there. That's all her stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, every time she pops up, she's doing something cool. I'm like, man, that's cool to have like a cool grandma that supports you.
Yeah,
It's like super excited about everything you do.
Right.
she's great. She used to be a dentist. She grew up in Mexico. Took her schooling in Mexico and became a dentist there, and then she moved over here a long time ago, where they did not accept any of her credentials because they were from Mexico. And obviously, being a woman way back then was also hard. So she had to go back to school here to get her credentials again. But she did lots of dentistry. She worked in the LA County prison doing dentistry on the inmates, and then she eventually opened her own office. But she's lived a long, eventful life.
Yeah, I think I've caught you sneaking. At least I get the feeling that you kind of sneak in a little bit of her. I've seen her pop up in some of your stories. It feels like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I just I want to put more badass old ladies in my stories.
Yeah. We need more of them. They're so cool. So I teased in the everything, like you've been on these.
Here's her painting.
Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. Let me blow it up. Because there it is. I remember seeing that line. I'm like, you got the coolest grandma ever.
That is awesome.
That's cool. Love it. But yeah, you've been we were gonna have you on earlier, but you've been going on all these adventures, and I was like, no, this is great for the shows. So I wanted to go off. The first thing you did, you visited an abandoned sanatorium.
Yes, this is that's Waverly Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, you got a lot of great pictures of it. It looks, I mean, like it looks unassuming, like on the outside. I mean, it cuts a great silhouette, but on the inside, man, that's some creepy shit.
So it's not so abandoned anymore. There's the group of people who do tours now.
Yeah, I should have said that.
Yeah, they're using, you pay for the tickets, and they're using that money to sort of restore sections of it. But it's still mostly, walls broken down, rusted doors, like that. So creepy everywhere, just creepy.
Some Silent Hill stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, it was super fun. One of the places I've been wanting to go to since I was little, because I think I saw it on that, like was it like this, like Travel Channel, like scariest places on Earth or something. Ever since I saw it on there, I was like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
This is the one that got me, because this is a drop shoot.
This is the infamous corpse tunnel.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's like 6 feet underground, and what's that?
It's not.
Well, yeah, it's you can see the steps sort of on the left side there, so you can walk down. It's on the right side is where I guess they could push the carts full of bodies.
Nice.
So it just goes deeper. So it's at an incline or a decline, and so it just goes deeper underground because the whole hospital is on a hill. So they didn't want to see the patients. They didn't want the patients seeing you wheel corpses through the hospital, so they did this underground.
Wow.
The hearse is waiting outside.
This
But
shot too.
I wanted to go down, but that wasn't part of the tour that time. So
Yeah, like it's just so I don't know. It's got a good atmosphere. It would be fun to go. It would be fun to go.
So yeah, the whole thing was done. We started at 9:00, I believe, and it just got darker as the night went on. And the tour guide used his flashlight like 3 times the whole couple hours we were there.
Oh yeah,
So everything was it was all in the dark. So a lot of this light where I'm taking pictures, I don't know where that light came from because this was lighter than it actually was in person. But a lot of so I had to take pictures in the dark, so I couldn't see what I was taking pictures of. So a lot of them didn't come out well. But so I just had to have faith that I was taking a picture of something.
We got a good question. Let's go ahead and ask it now. Did you experience anything interesting or unusual there? Also, Grandma's painting is awesome. Yes, it is. But yeah, did you get any vibes? Did anything weird happen while you there?
Or? I just had fun. I enjoyed seeing everything. I was with my wife, Erin, and her sister, and they said that they think they saw shadow people, and other people in the group thought they saw shadow people as well. I saw nothing.
You're just like a kid just doing the
Exactly. I was just be there, and I don't, to be honest, I don't believe in ghosts or anything. So, so the tour guide was like, do you see the shadow people over there? Let's all just be quiet and look over there. And I was trying so hard, like, what are you guys looking at? I don't see anything, but no, it was really fun.
I think it's different too for us being like horror writers and stuff like that. It's like it plays something different. Like it's not how it goes at all. It's just like you don't really necessarily experience anything. If anything, it's more like the story I wrote a long time ago. But yeah, it's anyway. It's for sure.
Yeah, you can feed all this energy while you're writing. The atmosphere is incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I fed off everyone else's fear.
Yeah.
Use that like this. It's like it's scary, but also it's calming. It's got like a weird dual effect.
Yeah. A lot of the walls were just that had crumbled away and stuff, so you could see far.
Yeah, I love the rust on that. It feels like so you genuinely try to like a production designer like works so hard to make things look like this. Unless, of course, they use it on location. But yeah, man, this is. So, how long has this the sanatorium been closed? Like, when was it? If you happen to know.
It opened as first it was a school, like a little schoolhouse, and then they kept building, I believe, and then they eventually turned it into a sanatorium for tuberculosis in the half a century ago or so, and then that went on for a couple decades, I believe, and then they turned it into a sort of old folks home. But that was only open for a couple of years before they shut that down because there was like a lot of abuse going on there.
That's always the way with those old places.
Yeah.
You think they added the death tunnel while it was a school?
Maybe.
Let's see. I think this is cool. You were asked to speak. You got to do a panel.
Oh yeah, so that was Stoker Con. It was in Pittsburgh this year. It was the first time I'd been on any sort of in-person panel, so I was super nervous. But they asked me to be on 2 panels. That's me and my wife for the Stoker Con banquet where they gave out the awards this year. We always try to.
Yeah,
I think it's become our thing now.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was super cool. You ran into V Neil.
I did. That's V Neil. That was at Monsterpalooza. So I'm in Los Angeles here, so we get tons of conventions. So it was awesome meeting her.
Yeah, makeup extraordinaire. Of course, Face Off. We're big Face Off fans in this house.
Oh yeah, I used to watch that all the time.
I'm still waiting for them to bring that show back. I feel like that would kill now, like on streaming.
That was an awesome show.
Yeah, agreed.
This was the thing. When I invited you, you was like, I can't do it right now because I'm going to Riders Police Academy. And I was like, what's that? And it's exactly what it sounds like. Tell us about Riders Police Academy.
So the HWA, Horror Writers Association, they put on contest and for a free registration to the Writers Police Academy, and I won it. So I was like, oh, it's 4 days or a couple days before StokerCon, but I'm going to be tired, but I can't pass up the opportunity.
Mhm.
This was in Wisconsin, in Green Bay. So it's 4 days where you go. So the whole thing is they bring in like police officers and detectives, and then also like retired professionals and like CSI people and ambulance EMTs, and they teach you classes. That's a medical training dog right there, Greta. They teach you classes. They did demonstrations because the intention of starting this, I think they've been doing it for like 15 years, was to have writers, write about police stuff accurately.
Mhm.
So that's why they started this, and it was super fun. That's another medical training dog, Stig.
Beautiful dogs.
He demanded lots of pets from me. But yeah, that's a flash grenade that I got to hold. It's inert, supposedly. But yeah,
Let's get too far.
that was the CSI class that we took with 2 local CSIs. They taught us about evidence collection. They had us do fingerprints, stuff like that. We got to see a lot of classes showed us lots of crime scene photos, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a question. Where is now that you've been like let's forensic CSI like compared to what you usually see on TV,
Mhm.
like what's the actual experience of doing forensic? Like what's the big differences?
Well, let's see. I mean, they like in every class they listed like this stuff doesn't happen. They just had everyone had like all the teachers had a list. So like this stuff does not happen. But like you don't just walk into a crime scene and like pick something up and like, oh, bag this for me and stuff. Like there's a whole procedure. And, one of the books book series my wife and I read, the investigator FBI guy, he just comes in and like gets his little tweezers and starts picking up things and puts them into test tubes and then puts them in his coat pocket. Like that would not happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, this is the type of little things that would be so valuable
Mhm.
in writing because there's a lot of stuff. It just we just assume. I mean, CSI is that's a good example of just everybody's clicking away on their laptops and everybody's being all cool around the crime scenes and
Mm-hmm.
magically just all this stuff happens and most people don't have that technology and
And
I think it's
everything takes way longer. It doesn't just take like, oh, I hacked into the system.
yeah. It's just like we got to wait 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's you got to do some cool. Oh, yeah. What's going on in this one? What was the?
So this was the final Q&A with some of the teachers up there. So there's the detective, the coroner. He was really cool. I took a class with the coroner. And then the man at the podium is Lee, who he's the one that him and his wife set up everything, who brought this program together.
Nice.
But a lot of the speakers, you can kind of see her on the right end of the table there. That's Dr. Catherine Ramsland. So she's a psychologist who studies serial killers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She's written books, and she wrote a book with the BTK killer, who she's in contact with.
Wow.
And she was here to do a presentation on a new psychological theory that she's presenting about serial killers. And she wrote a book, and she's in contact with another an accomplice of a serial killer. She's writing a book with.
Wow.
And then another presenter was an investigator on the Jeffrey Dahmer case.
I don't even know what to say. It's like, what do you do in the being confronted with that type of information? Like, what do you think it is that we? It's clear that we're obsessed with serial killers.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it is about it that entices people so much, interests people?
I think it's just the mysteriousness of it, just like what makes these people who and how they are, and why do they do what they do, and how can they do what they do.
Yeah. Get some more police cars.
Yeah, I got to drive one of those.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Now, is this you?
That is not me.
Okay, this is I didn't know if you got to do the police train. I was like with the dog.
This was a demonstration the local SWAT team put on for us of how they would
Okay.
get a subject out of like get them out of a vehicle and then stick the K9 on them.
Nice.
I love this photo. Get to enjoy a good old riot shield.
Yeah, those riot shields are way heavier than I was expecting. I guess
Yeah, I bet.
they have to be pretty solid.
Yeah.
So, out of everything you experienced there, what was the most fun you had, and or what was the most valuable piece of information you picked up?
Um, I mean, all the classes were really interesting and informative. I took a canine class, so those two dogs you saw, not the one attacking, the previous two ones that looked sweet. Those two dogs were in the class along with a third one. Those are medical training dogs, and so the people who taught that class teach law enforcement and like military how to care for their own dogs, and they also advocate for canine laws and stuff because they actually had to put a law into place. They helped put a law into place in Wisconsin because before them, ambulances were not allowed to treat the dogs or transport them to the hospital.
Oh.
And so now they can. And so the cops themselves would have to, sort of treat the dog and then rush them to the hospital. The canine officers. But they help put a law into place where you could, they even have like helicopters rides now that they can airlift the dogs way quicker to
good
hospital. But they taught us how to do like CPR on dogs and how to do stuff like that. And they showed us lots of videos of like actual canine officers. And those we're not allowed to pet because they can be quite vicious.
Yeah.
Like the one you saw, in the biting the guy, they're trained not to let go. So once they clamp onto that arm, they're not letting go.
Right.
So they will take the sleeve with them into the car, but they are not dropping it unless their handler says to.
Just take a human arm with them. I got this.
The coroner class was really, really fun too. But I think the most fun class was probably the driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was really excited for you that it was like this. You're like, oh, I get to go to this thing. I'm like, that sounds like a blast, and I'll let you go. Like you had the fortune to win a prize and go and do something. That's an insane prize to go.
It is.
It's not like a. I don't know, can't think of anything. The stupid stuff they give away. That's an awesome prize.
Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll put my name into this contest. I never win anything. But yeah, it was awesome.
They gave it to the right person. Yeah, I didn't mean to put this up during the death talk, the corner talk, but you got to go to the Hershey factory too.
We had some time after StokerCon to go around Pennsylvania, and we were passing through Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's like, oh, might as well stop by the gift shop, and it was quite the gift shop. They have like a whole Hershey theme park, which we didn't have time to do, but we went into the gift shop at least. And as you can see, it's huge.
Very Wonka-esque.
Yeah, we got plenty of candy, but you can like make your own Reese's there. So
Oh, really?
That's
Oh,
awesome.
man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, great.
And then I thought this was you get to. I think this was like, if correct me if I'm wrong, toward the end of your trip, like right when you decided
yeah,
to visit the Civil War.
yeah, this Gettysburg, we passed through it as well on our way back to. Yeah, we're in Pennsylvania, so we're coming back to Pittsburgh to fly home, and we stopped through Gettysburg. So it was very sort of somber place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes across in the photos. It's very, especially that shot.
Hmm. Yeah, the cannons everywhere, and there's little plaques about the divisions and stuff, and there's some statues. There's
That,
huge fields.
unfortunately, is the end of my slides. But yeah, I wanted to share that with everybody. You've been on some. So now you're back.
Yes.
You're back at home. Are you what you working on? If you can talk about it, I know you got a lot of stuff. I've actually read some of your stuff that you've been working on. It's good.
So I recently finished writing a novella, sort of haunted house ish. So I'm hoping to get that out soon with a publisher. I pitched that at Stoker Con, so waiting to hear back from that. But I always have something in the works. I have like 4 other books that are done and ready to go with whoever wants them. So I've been trying to get those out. Like the first novel I mentioned that I ever wrote, I'm still trying to get that out. Which is a high fantasy novel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Yeah.
with plenty of horror in it as well.
Cool.
Everything I write is going to have horror in it.
We were just talking about how we need more sword and sorcery stuff when we was talking about the Beastmaster movie.
Yeah.
It's like a huge influx in the 80s, and then now it's like, sputters out. Every now and then you get a sword and sorcery story.
Yeah, especially with the D&D movie that came out.
Yeah. The final, like a return to yeah.
I really enjoyed that. If you have people haven't seen it, I recommend it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely swords and sorcery type stuff. The main character is a necromancer, of course, because it's me writing this. So but that's all I'll say for now.
Were you big on sword and sorcery stuff in the 80s? Was that like a big deal of the 80s, high fantasy or low fantasy?
In the 80s or from the 80s? Because in the 80s, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm an old man. I talk about it. But yes, 80s films.
I was born in 88. But no, I love 80s stuff. That's like one of the peak movie eras, especially for horror I love fantasy, and I'm in a D&D ongoing game right now, and I play lots of fantasy video games and read fantasy. So,
oh, can I'm not going to give it away, but you were the thing that I had read about. Like, what was the way to describe it without giving anything away? You kind of created a story that can be serialized, like a supernatural detective type thing. Is that in the work still happening? Because I really enjoyed that book.
I also pitched that at Stoker Con, so I'm waiting to hear back from that.
Good.
So
that would make a great movie. I wish we could talk about it. That would make a great movie. There were some things that was like, this is a very movie. I clearly see what's going on. It would be great.
Yeah, I've with Hellman, a lot of people have told me that they can envision it as a movie, and it reads like a movie, which I just like a lot of people have told me that. So
yeah, I think you work. Yeah, it reads like I think Dustin's reads like that too. I think you can tell the people that love movies, the writers, because it's like this kind of half script, half movie. And I really enjoy those because I'm more of a visual person. So
But yeah, that would be awesome to have a movie one day.
I hope so. Oh, let's play some fun games.
Okay.
If you could pick a director to do Helmuth, if it was going to be adapted into a movie, which director you're like, please do this?
That's a tough one. I mean, Helmuth is like a big part of it. It's a love letter to Evil Dead.
Oh, you got to get the same Raimi.
I don't know, but he did Evil Dead, so that'd be I don't know, something I have to think about.
It's always the fun discussion.
Yeah,
you know what? That story I read, I think it would be. I know it's maybe a little too easy. I think Sam Raimi would be good because you have a nice blend of kind of goofy funniness, but then like the horror is like insane and over the top, and that's fun. That's a fun combination.
yeah. I like writing fun horror, especially like the poetry I've written. It's goofy, rhyming, whimsical, macabre poetry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all my stuff can get there's some serious stuff in it, but when it comes, yeah, I love the over the top stuff.
Yeah, you got some Peter Jackson vibes, which I like. I wish Peter Jackson would go back to horror. Go back and just do another horror movie. And not that what he does sucks. I mean, he made Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to complain that he did that.
He had something to do with
Peter Jackson. I'm going to go with Peter Jackson to direct.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah. He just did something with Cabinet of Curiosities. I haven't checked it out yet, but I heard good things about it.
Was he involved in it?
Yeah, I guess he was involved at some point. I'm not sure what stage, but
oh man,
I thought he directed or produced it. Maybe I'm not sure, but yeah, I've heard good things about it. I haven't checked it out yet, though.
No, it was a good show. You're not confusing him with Guillermo del Toro, are you?
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Also a great director.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, it is. That's a really good horror anthology. There's some choice episodes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what? Man, you're so busy. What have you got? What's the one thing you're most excited about working on? Is it the books, or have you got anything that you're kind of tinkering with in the meantime while you're waiting?
I'm working on like I said, I wrote a novella, and I'm working on a second novella that's loosely connected. But if the high fantasy series gets picked up, or the one you talked about, the sort of detective horror, I would love to start just getting into the second book for that.
Yeah, because that was a huge. I'm not mad at you, but that was a huge tease. It's like clearly you're setting up a universe there, and I'm like, this is only the one book.
It's always the temptation to do that, because I did the same thing with a couple of my stories. It's just like, yeah, I envision this overall story, and it's just like, yeah, I see this. And it's like, how do you not tease that from the beginning? I think it's hard not to.
Are you talking about your Christmas story?
No.
Okay, but because that one has like a universe like building thing in it to me.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and I wish that thing that is so good. And every year we always talk about we need to do a Christmas anthology or something. And my main reason is so people can read that fucking story. Because I'm tired of people not reading it because it's good.
Yeah, I've been talking about doing a novella or something like that, but it just hasn't worked out yet so far. But
no, man, writing's hard. I don't see Alessandro, man, you're a machine. It's what? Okay, man. There's a question. What puts you in that zone to write? Is it pretty natural, or is it Get it warming up.
When I first started writing, like for professionally, um, I would sort of wait until like the mood hit me. Like the creativity started flowing. It's like, okay, it's a good time to write. But I realized since I'm fortunate enough to be able to do it full time, I was like, I can't just wait. If I want to get stuff out there, I can't just wait till it's the right mood for me. So I try to sit down every day. After I get up, have breakfast, I come in here. I just try to sit down and write until like 4 or 5 o'clock. I break for lunch, but I just try to make myself write every day for like a normal job, like 9 to 5.
Okay.
That's pretty much how like Stephen King describes it too. Like he does that too. He might take a break for lunch or for running errands or something, but yeah, he said he did that too. Same theory. So that's good.
Yeah, I think it's something I need to adapt because I used to be just naturally just want to write, and now I'm not lately. And I guess it's because I've been so far away from it for a while. Maybe I need to warm up the coils and then get back into it. So
Sometimes I break for a nap too. So
naps are important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there not to put more workload on you, but like, is there something that you haven't sat down to write that you would like to write one day? A particular genre or a story?
There are. I have two ideas in the works, but I don't want
Yeah, I'm not asking you to unless you want to.
to. Let's
Yeah, you can.
let's
You
say
can
they
leave.
don't involve like a serial killer,
Okay.
but they've been formulating for a long time. But there's also I want to get back into. I'm doing some more poetry as well. So I wrote like one of the earliest things that I wrote and I self-published was this small book of poetry called Dreams of Decay, which was sort of like Tim Burton-esque, rhyming poetry, macabre, but sort of funny sometimes in a morbid sort of way. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me blow this up so people can get you out of that cover. That's a beautiful cover. It's really cool.
It's available on Amazon. But I've since I was on the poetry panel at Stoker Con, I've been inspired to let's get back into that. So I'm doing sort of working on 2 different poetry projects. One more serious, and the other one more like this one, which is whimsical and funny sometimes. Because a friend of mine, she told me how much she loved this book, and she used to be a teacher, and she said she had a copy for her classroom, and the kids just loved it.
That's
like,
such high praise to be able to say, yeah.
So I was like, that's amazing, and I love when kids get into reading, because kids, not enough kids these days read. And I do want to. I also have a middle grade story in the works.
Oh, cool.
Sort of fantasy horror, of course, horror. So, but yeah, I also want to write, for younger kids, and hearing that the kids love this inspired me to I got to do more of this.
It's such a praise.
Yeah, and rhyming poetry, making it gross and morbid. It's just super fun.
Yeah. I think it's just like I feel like most children, like even if they grow out of it, like we all loved horror stuff. I mean, Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I mean, made a whole empire out of the idea of like. But I was one of those kids that used to check out ghost story books and all the fun illustrated poetry of horror and things like that. So I can, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I read Goosebumps as well, and
Mhm.
then of course I would check out books in the library that I should not have checked out at like 8 years old, like It and
Jeez, how did you even get through it?
I know, man.
uh, it took a long time, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff in there that went over my head when I first
Yeah.
read it. It's like, what does this mean?
I think a better question is, how did you hide it? Because that book is
It
massive.
is.
A little kid walking around, that would be very noticeable.
Well, the good thing is my mom just let me read whatever I wanted.
Oh, you gotta love the moms that know their yeah.
Oh, like
Same way.
she would take me to the library or the bookstore all the time, and I would just like, oh, this is a cool cover. Can I buy this one? Yeah, sure. And then
Cool
it's like Bentley Little. It's like I should not be reading this, but whatever.
Oh man, you got a cool grandma. You got a cool mom. I think it's clear that you're surrounded by good people that support you, and it's nice.
Yeah, they definitely support me. My wife is my biggest supporter. She, since she lets me write full time.
She's,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to put this up so people get to go to your website and also just look you up on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. But to add to the family, my grandpa, he used to, when I was little, he used to take me to the video store and let me rent whatever I wanted.
Ooh.
Nice.
I was like, oh, what's this? The Mangler? Okay, I'll get it.
you big fan of the Mangler? Yeah, I could try to. How old were you?
I was like 7, 8.
Oh, love it. Yeah, giant, monstrous, obsessed, like steam press. Why not? Oh, my mom was the same way. I used to watch it. My mom bought me RoboCop on VHS, and I was probably like 9 or 10. Just God bless her. I still have it too.
That's probably why we turned out this way.
Yeah. You can blame our moms or you can thank our moms, however you see it. But I really hope people go and check out more stuff. I'm being biased because I've already read it, but I'm still waiting for that book to come out. I hope the news.
Me too.
You get good news about that. But
Yes.
good fortune all around. I wish you continued success, sir.
Thank you.
And we gotta work together again someday on something.
Yeah. The year 47 it's a great world I loved the novel and I loved working within it.
I'm just glad you said yes because you were so busy at the time, and I was like, oh, I really like to ask him, and you were game, and it was a great story. So I'm
the novel was
very
awesome.
happy.
And I remember you when I sent it to you and you sent me back like edits and stuff. Your wife had read it, and she was sort of
Renee she loved it. Yeah, she was like, this is a really good. I was like, yeah, he's good.
kind of scarred a little bit.
But yeah, man,
It's a depressing story.
Yeah, it is, but in the best way, because that's don't read year 47. It's not an upper. I hope it's inspirational in a weird way, but yeah, it's a downer, or as Zach would call it, a sadness simulation.
It's a great book to have written stuff in. It's really fortunate. I know for me anyway.
I love your story, dude. I'm everybody who wrote that book made me look 1,000 times better, and I am thankful for everyone.
No, well, I'm thankful for you asking me to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was cool. I want to make sure. This goes to your Amazon page, I would assume, but just in case, it's Alessandro Martinez. Which, by the way, I remember we did the. It was me and Brian. We did the Twitter Hunger Games.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
and I did that. We did that goofy ass video, and I kept mispronouncing your name because I'm an idiot. I kept saying Alejandro, and I was like, I went back and edited it. I was like, God, you idiot! Can you not say Alessandro? You moron! But yeah, that's. I think that video's still up, Brian. If I don't know if you're watching this or if it's. We got to find the link to that. But that was fun. That was fun having you in that too.
I forget how I died in that, but it wasn't graceful.
Everybody dies stupid. I remember. I think it happened more than once. Squirrels killed me in those games. I'm like, damn it! Just at least let it be something else. There's always the squirrels. Where are you? Which social media platforms are you on? Real quick too. I want to make sure people know to look for you.
I'm on Twitter, of course, at the Mortasheen, or you can just look at my name, S. Alessandro Martinez, which is probably easier. I'm on Instagram as well, although I'm not on there a lot. I'm not one to take pictures of myself, so.
I don't know why, man. Every picture I've ever seen of you, like going out, or you with your wife and everything, you guys look badass.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love the. I think I can actually. Can I share my screen? I want to share my screen so people know. I'm being a techno doofus right now. Share screen. I'll tell you what. Share my entire screen. Just to make it easier. We'll get a bit weird effect here in a second. But yeah, people want to, the Morta Shin. They want to find you out. Like that picture, man. You look like a rock star. It looks cool.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, same username on Twitter as well. The _Morta_Sheen.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Facebook as well. Also not on there a ton, but it's just look up my name as Alessandro Martinez.
Cool.
I'm
super glad you hang around.
Threads?
Yeah, is everybody on? You haven't. You got to get on the threads.
I'm not on there.
I'm ashamedly on there.
I guess
it's better than Twitter.
Yeah, I'll get on Blue Sky once I get an invite, I guess. But
yeah, I keep hearing it like Blue Sky. It's like the elite club. I'm like, what is Blue Sky? It's like you got to be invited.
Yeah,
I guess I'm not getting in.
Yeah, everyone. Like, I keep seeing people on there. It's like, how do you keep getting invited on there? But
I think Facebook wasn't Facebook originally like that? Or no, it was college. It was a college.
Yeah, it was just a college thing. You had to have a school email address.
That's what it was. Yeah, but please stick around until after credits so we can see you out. But tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. Do not forget, if we're talking to this man.
Yes, indeed.
And like that's gonna be, I don't know. I told you it feels like we're going to talk to Santa or something. It's very weird.
Feels better than that.
Yeah, it's like he exists. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know how to take that. But we have that show tomorrow.
Yep.
And that will be live. So you never know. I think if we got time for questions or anything, we'll get them in. But yes, go buy. Wait a minute. This man's book. Go buy them. There's lots of them, and they're good. And we will see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Right.
Until then,
Thunder
Nerds ho!